Cam Newton, he's got a podcast. It's called Fourth and One on Cam's YouTube channel. Each and every Wednesday throughout the season, yours truly will be on it tomorrow. So I'm going to see how Cam does asking the questions. Cam Newton joining us on the program. How what kind of hat you got on there? What are we sporting there?
Mashika hat. You got to get you one, Mr. Dan Patrick, sir. Based in L.A., also have a space in Bozeman, Montana. I seen you some drip, some swag.
Yeah. All right. I'm good. How's the broadcasting career going?
Man, you tell me. One thing about media, I think you don't necessarily have a coach to tell you if what you're doing right or wrong. Your coach is your audience, and you just got to lean in and give the people what they want.
Okay, but you have the riz, as the kids like to say. You have the charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always had that, but
yes, sir.
What I would tell you is be curious. Even if you know the answer to something, your audience may not know the answer, but always be curious when you're interviewing somebody, and listen to what they have to say, because your next question could be something that they just said. And those are usually tips I give to broadcasting students, but just be curious. What did you major in at Auburn?
Sports. Hey, listen.
You got a master's degree in that.
A master's degree in that for sure. And that was a layup. And the people Taylor who's watching it, I majored in money marketing. But that's neither here nor there. That flew over a lot of people's heads. But officially, I majored in sociology. And I realized at a young age, I hated school, but I love people. And it wasn't the course that I was taking; it was the person who was teaching the course that I was taking that really caught me. So when I leaned into sociology, that really is the study of people, and I was able to really get consumed by the whole mental aspect of what people and why people do what they do in some way, shape, form.
But I wonder about today's athlete going to college.
Mm-hmm.
That should we teach them what everybody else is? All these subjects that, maybe you're not going to be putting them into play if you want to be a professional athlete. And I maintain, and I brought this up with Kentucky players, if you were going for 1 year, how about we teach you about real estate, balancing a checkbook, investments, picking an agent, like stuff that if you're going there for basketball, you're not going there for an education. So Let's not fool anybody. Let's give you some things that you can take. It's a 1-year class, and then maybe you'll get these kids that maybe they want to come back for another year, or at least they're prepared a little bit more than the history of Mesopotamia that's not going to help you when you're playing for Carolina.
Correct. I mean, I've always been intrigued about unraveling the core essence of education, and we are forced in some ways to do things that we don't necessarily really want to do. It should be opinionated by what I want to do. Just found this out, there's certain curriculums like Montessori's that just cater to certain things that the child wants to do at an early age. So when we see Tiger Woods, when we see these exceptional athletes at an early age like Venus Williams and Serena, they have dedicated their lives at that age to do that. I think athletes can cope with that, but also from the education side, we should be able to choose and have that curriculum taught to us without having all the fluff in it as well, too. So
what would you teach if you could go back and talk to the 22-year-old Cam Newton, either on the field or off the field?
Controlling your brand, image, likeness, and the purpose of it. I think there is a very intriguing time in media right now that I'll ask you this question. What did you study in college?
Broadcasting.
Right. But for me, you didn't study football. Right.
Yeah. Well, like you're a double major. Like you had football and you had, whatever you were, discussing as education.
Right. But to my point is this. There is a time in media where as a broadcaster, you're able to talk about football. But now the football players have an opportunity to broadcast.
Yeah.
And you see it in real time with Pat McAfee. I don't necessarily know Pat's educational kind of growth play, but I say all that to say, for me, I've went through it through having real personal experiences. And if I go back to that 20-year-old self, that 22-year-old self, I would take on just the importance of controlling that, because you're talking to a person. Obviously, I've been in the media a time or two and been burnt. So it's easy for me to have these conversations because I never want the guest or the talent to feel like I exploited them for clickbait.
Yeah.
So I know how to be curious. I know how to shut my ass up too and let them talk. But more importantly, this is a very intriguing time in media where people who get it, they're winning. And you don't necessarily have to go into journalism or broadcasting to be able to be intriguing enough for the audience to tune into your show.
He's Cam Newton. His podcast, 4th and 1, drops on Cam Newton's YouTube channel. Tapes it Tuesday, and it airs on Wednesday. When's the last time a team called you about playing?
2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
Now, did you reach out to any team? Have you reached out, or your agent? Like the Browns when, you had Watson going down. Or the Jets. Did you reach out, your agent?
No.
No interest?
A lot of interest, but no.
You want them to call you, not the other way around?
I know it doesn't matter how many times you call. If they don't want you, they're not. So at the end of the day, I've known the NFL to do and be very intentional in what they do. It's no manipulation. It's no swaying. It doesn't matter if I call them. If they don't want me, it's still going to be okay.
But why are you not playing? You're 34.
I don't know.
You haven't been told that injuries, what?
Mr. Daniel?
Yeah.
Your guess is as best as mine. But honestly, for me, I'm really locked in and focused on the things that I can control right now.
But are you too big of a personality for some teams? Does that scare people, do you think?
I think I've said it before, yes.
Yeah.
What do you say to a Dak Prescott? What do you say to a Derek Carr? What do you say to a healthy Deshaun Watson? What do you say to, at that particular point in time, Zach Wilson, Cam Newton's coming in town? But by all means, we want you to be the best version of yourself.
Well, the backup quarterback can't be a more popular than the starting quarterback. Like Tim Tebow, it's hard to bring in Tebow, I always thought, because he's going to get so much attention and he's not going to be playing.
Yeah.
But you're a better quarterback in the NFL.
That's discretionary to the viewer.
No, that's real. In the NFL, are you a Hall of Famer in your eyes?
Ooh, Dan, you taking me to school right now, ain't you? The legend.
I want you to learn. I want you to learn.
Oh my God, you are taking me to broadcasting for dummies right now.
Are you a Hall of Famer?
Hell yeah.
Okay, all right.
Now, for me, my impact to the game. Oh, let me ask you this: what's more important, impact or championships? You, Dan Patrick, would you rather have a Robert Ory's career, right, or an Allen Iverson career?
I'd rather be AI.
Why?
Because that's longevity, cultural. He changed the game. He changed the game in a lot of ways. How you look, what you wear, how you play. He never cheated me. Robert Horry had, 10, 15, unbelievable moments and won 7 titles. But Allen Iverson was a badass from start to finish.
Yes, sir. So I will ask you this question.
What would you take? You want Robert Horry winning championships, or you want Allen Iverson, who played in one NBA final?
So you're sitting up here telling me, in a lot of ways, shape, form, I am Allen Iverson. I only played in one Super Bowl.
Yeah, you
lost.
Culturally, start to finish, polarizing. But you know what? I knew that when you were in the game.
So even to that point, and what do we teach student athletes now? Be a team player. Yes, you want to be a team player, but also you must understand sports has so many different determining factors in it for you to be a team player. Let's take certain field goals going either way, certain rules being in place. Does Tom Brady still have as many championships as he has, or Super Bowls that he has, right?
Adam Vinatieri helped him. Yes.
Exactly. That's my point. So there's so many different things that you could do, but yet still come up short. So if you're asking me, the original question is Cam Newton a Hall of Famer? My impact to this game is without a doubt seen, right? So that's that point. Even to the situation we saw last night, Patrick Mahomes can do everything in his right to try to make the team win, but you still
can't make you catch it.
You can't make them catch. You can't make people blocking. You can't make a defensive unit stop the opposing team either.
All right, I got to take a break here. I'm going to be on your podcast coming up in about a half hour from now. So you want to load up and come after me with fire? You can come after me with fire. Just remember, I've always got an extinguisher. I always have a fire extinguisher. Just letting you know. All right. Now, here's the question. I want to leave you with this. Did you ever think about having an outfit if you lost a game? When you'd go to those press conferences and you would have whatever you had on and you just lost, did you ever think about bringing a losing outfit, or what would have been in a loss? Not a losing outfit, but in a loss, you would have worn that to the press conference instead of what you arrived with?
Absolutely not, because it would have distracted me and gave me a cop out, right? So I committed, I jumped, as they would say it. And when I went into each and every game, I had a different mentality that sparked either my, me being intrigued to wear what sparked me that particular week, and I just tried to show it through fashion.
It was awesome. I loved it. But
we got to get you a hat. That's what we got to do.
Yeah. What do the dreads look like under there? I mean, how much hair you got?
It's a wig, but in our culture, Dan, when we take our dreads, that means we're extremely excited. So I'm shaking my dreads right now.
All right, you're kind of like Jay-Z's dreads.
Or Jay-Z is kind of like my dreads.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. All right. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
That's Cam Newton. He's got a podcast, 4th and 1, and it's on Cam's YouTube channel each and every Wednesday throughout the season.